Here I am once again at Oak Hill Cemetery. Clarence and Ethel Blackman. Precious Lord, take my hand. Both was born at the beginning of the century and died in the 70s. But the times they lived in were way different than the times we live in now. That is just something else. Rest in peace, Mr. and Mrs. Blackman. Billy Butte, U.S. Air Force, World War II, February 22nd, 1929, April 8th, 1997. There's Mr. Billy and I presume his wife Evelyn Beasley Butte. He died in the mid-90s and she just died 1 year ago, it seems. She lived a very long, prosperous life, I do imagine. And it's something to think about, you know. He passed away in 97, you know, 20 years later, 20 long years later, she passed away and is buried next to him. That is just faithfulness beyond belief. Rest in peace, Mr. and Mrs. Butte. Louise Marie Gardner, October 25th, 1937, August 12th, 2005. Eleanor Ann Gardner, December 4th, 1934, November 10th, 2003. Goodness. Looks like Eula Sanford Gardner, December 7th, 1913, February 22nd, 1992. I assume siblings. Rest in peace. Mr. and Mrs. Barnett, we trust our loss will be his gain, and that with Christ he's gone to reign. Rest in peace, Mr. and Mrs. Barnett. Eva and Arthur Shipman, married January 2nd, 1916. Arthur died in 1982, Eva in 1990. And that is almost a 70-year marriage. Yeah, I said that right. 70-year marriage. Amazing. You know, I come to these places and a lot of people would assume, you know, it's a very depressing place to be. And I say assume because for me personally, I come to these places and it makes me think how short life truly is for me and everyone I do love. And how every second of every day should be enjoyed to the fullest. And with that said, you know, everybody has tough times. Everybody feels good sometimes, feels bad sometimes. But at the end of the day, just remember, every second we're here is a second less time taken from us that we no longer have. So, I believe we should all enjoy every second of every day. And just try your best to be happy with what you have. Rest in peace, Mr. and Mrs. Shipman. Jeff D. Roper, December 2nd, 1874 to March 11th, 1940. Sorry, it's a little hard to read these old tombstones sometimes. Rest in peace, Mr. Roper. John M. Roper. June 6, 1906. January 28, 1940. That would make him 34 years old when he passed. Still fairly young. It says son, and then over here the previous ones that I recorded was his father and mother. And like I say, just living in a totally different time than we live in today. Rest in peace, Mr. Roper. Leela Jones Roper, 1878 to 1956. She was definitely alive in a totally different time than we know now. Rest in peace, Mrs. Roper. I stumbled across this tombstone of these fine gentlemen and fine young lady here that passed, and I love this one in particularly because I'm a very advocate outdoorsman, and my dream is to live in a van or RV type of vehicle and just travel every place I could possibly see in the time allotted. And I would like to do that with my wife and my daughter. But that does make things, it complicates things. But anyway, I see there's a picture here of RV and a motorcycle, and I presume there are children fishing and some deers. And Paula S. Wise, April 15th, 1961. I assume she's still living. And I assume her husband here, Jimmy L. Wise, August 8th, 1951, passed September 10th, 2013. Rest in peace, Mr. Jimmy Wise. You must have lived a very full and adventurous life. Something I hope to experience before I pass and leave this beautiful earth. There's so much beauty to see, so much to behold that I personally have yet to see, and I believe everyone, if given the opportunity, should see as much as you possibly can. Meet as many people as you possibly can. Help as many people as you possibly can. It's worth it, people. All the corruption in the world, all the evil. We all have evil in us. We all have good in us. We have a choice, people. Choose love. Choose goodness. Anyway, I love you guys. That's going to be the end of this video today, and this is my second trip to this cemetery. I plan to adventure to another cemetery. One about, I'm in Jasper, Alabama. The one I'm talking about is in Pleasant Grove. It's where my wife's grandmother's buried. And there's another somewhat famous, not as famous as Goober off the Andy Griffith show that I've showed y'all in the previous video, that's buried here in this very cemetery. But I plan on going to that to the next few days. I should be able to go to it. I should have an off day at work, and but yeah, it's about 50 miles from here, and I'll go check that one out. And hey, the future of this channel, guys, I just want to travel, just like, that's why I'm still showing this tombstone for a reason, because this ties into what I'm saying, to exactly what I'm doing today, as a matter of fact. And my main reason for doing this, of course, is to remember people and to bring back the memories, because memories at the end of the day is what these people have left, and the love and the goodness that they've done. And so that's number one. But number two is I want to be able to travel to all these different places, get to know all these different people, find out maybe possibly how they passed, how they lived, who knows, and share it with every one of y'all. And that's my aspiration, that's my dream. And yeah, it's gonna work out. But I love you guys. See you next time. Peace.